Yes, right here in the front row.
Carol Gray, Precinct 7. There are so many reasons to vote no on this article. For starters, many... could you turn on the overhead, please? Hello? Can you turn the overhead on, please? And stop the clock while you're doing that, please? Okay. These are some of the communities that have inclusionary zoning. I did some research on it. I never saw an issue that communities were being sued for things being a taking because they had affordable housing. We had zoning on the books for decades that required inclusionary zoning, 1 unit for every 10, one affordable unit for every 10 when it required a special permit. On Southeast Street, a development that I'm very familiar with, it was going to have 17 units. It was going to have 2 affordable housing units, and that was never an issue. Now, we hear now that maybe because those were special permit and this is not, that we need to have all these extra bonuses. But that was never discussed back when we had it mandated. And also, if you recall in town meeting, the planning staff, I agree that a lot of this comes from the planning staff, had urged us to convert special permits to site plan review on many different aspects of zoning. We're talking about unintended consequences. The planning staff has done many things urging the body to pass zoning laws that have had terrible unintended consequences. For example, the parking district changes that allowed that 5-story monstrosity in our downtown. This is about unintended consequences.
Excuse me, there's been a point of order, so we need to hear it. Wait, excuse me, sir, wait for the microphone, identify yourself, and declare what your point of order is.
Kevin Collins, Precinct 5. The speaker's not speaking to the article.
I need to be the judge of that, and I'm giving a little leeway here, so you may continue. And folks should assume that I'm paying attention. I'd appreciate that. You may continue.
The previous inclusionary zoning that was on the book for decades had tougher provisions. For example, they said that if you were over 10 units, instead of just 1 affordable unit, you'd need to have 2. This law says in section 15.30 that if you're at 0.5 or above, it gets rounded up to a second affordable unit. This could be a much better bylaw, even on the aspect of including more affordable housing. You see the difference? If you're at 12 units, instead of getting 2 affordable housing units, you only get 2 units if you go up to 16. You see the difference? Another point is, look at the language throughout this article. This proposal is to switch the language from permitting body to approving body. So now the presumption is that any body that's doing permits is the approving body. You know, I'm a former public defender. We never had acquittal juries. We had juries. You see the point. Another concern is that one of the items included in this bylaw is PURDs, which stands for Planned Unit Residential Developments. I'm very familiar with that because that's what was planned on Southeast Street. Those were already special permits. They already required more stringent requirements than this law, and yet this law is wrapping these in. And it's also including waiver provisions. Waivers are enormous. They take the power from town meeting. They put it to a body appointed all by the town manager. This is a major power shift, and half of this proposed bylaw is about waivers. I urge you to vote no.